Thank you and welcome to this pre-recorded presentation. Today we are going to learn how to do building a business plan, setting your goals that you will achieve. This presentation is mostly for members who are new to Young Living and are motivated to start a multi-level marketing business. Also for members that are wanting to have a full-time business income, people that have tried starting a business but have lacked the focus required, and people that who are not sure what's required to become successful in business. What we're going to learn is how to set a defined short and medium term business goal, a daily actions to achieve the goals, understanding how to reach and maintain the level of silver in a Young Living, and prerequisites to this presentation possibly would be the network marketing presentation and also creating your why. Other complementary courses that can go with this presentation would be the network marketing, creating your why, compensation plan 101, approaching prospects, and handling objections. There is a handout that goes with this presentation. You can ask the person that has asked you to come and view this presentation, and they can give that to you. They can send it to you by email or give it to you in paper form, or you can send a request to the email that is on the slide, and I will send that to you in PDF file. So today we are going to understand the importance of knowing your why, learn what's required to reach silver level, learn what a lag is and a lead indicator is, learn how to set smart goals, create your own game plan for success, and also become accountable to your goals. So, in a nutshell, this workshop should help you understand what you need to do to build a business plan and become successful at Young Living. So before we start, what is very important before writing a plan, you need to have a vision for yourself. What do we think about when we think of an idea of a personal vision? Is it an ideal future? Is it your dreams and wishes that are supposed to come true? Is it a positive visualization of your future? Vision needs to be a clear and real, and it must serve people feelings and emotion for it to have any value. Adopting someone else's vision for yourself will never work. First thing we need to do is to set a vision. If it doesn't challenge you, it won't change you. First thing in this course is that you need to set an intention. What do you want to do for life, in your life? What is your legacy? Or what do you want to leave as a legacy? What are your dreams? What would you choose to do if time and money were no object? If it doesn't stir emotion, it's not a true vision. It is very important that everyone has a clear personal vision of why they are building a multi-level marketing business. For any reason, if you have not seen the presentation about creating your why, I would invite you to stop the presentation right now and ask the person that invited you to come and view this presentation to send you to this new presentation, Creating Your Why, because it is very important and it's crucial that you have created your why before going any further in this presentation. How do I create a foundation for a full-time income? Right now, you've got your premium starter kit, and to be a credible representative of Young Living, you need to be familiar with your products. So let's start brainstorming some ideas. Reaching the level of silver will provide a solid financial base to grow your business on a full-time basis. We need to set a reasonable and achievable first business goal. Depending on the amount of time you want to put in building your business, for some it takes a few months to reach silver level and other a few years. Reaching the level of silver in 6 months is achievable for most people with at least 15 to 20 hours per week to work on the business. To identify the first steps in earning commission, I would suggest that you go to the Compensation 101 and 102 presentations. You can ask the person that has invited you to come and view this presentation to direct you to those courses, or you can ask myself. I will go briefly through a few commission snapshot or whatever you want to call them, just to put the pace onto it. But I really think that you should go and view this presentation, Compensation 101, 102, so that this is going to help you to understand more about the compensation. Uni level is what Young Living calls the commissions. They are the same all over the world for Young Living members. Level 1 are all your direct enrollees, and Level 2 are the people who have been enrolled by your direct enrollees. The level continue in sequence. You can earn from individual up to 5 levels from you, depending on your own rank. After the fast start time frame with each enrollee, you earn 8% commission on all the sales on level 1. You earn 5% commission on your enrollees members. You need to have 100 PV to earn these commission. You don't need to be an essential reward, but it's highly recommended to ensure you don't dip below 100 PV, and you also get excellent rebates. This slide introduces the concept of legs. Like you can see here, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 legs. These legs are now a different organization in your organization. The reason why I was talking about legs is because to become a silver, you need at least two legs that have 4,000 PV in it, or OGV. And this is very important. So here, that this is what you need to be a silver. Your own PV per personal volume, you need to order 100 PV per month for yourself. Your OGV, which is the organizational group, everybody in your organization, including you, has to be 10,000 PV. Your PGV, which is your personal group volume, people that are outside the two legs that you need to be a silver, you need at least 1,000. So you need 1,000 outside the two legs plus two legs of 4,000 to become a silver. So personal group volume is very important because any legs that are qualifying you as a silver, or any legs that is qualifying somebody else as a silver, does not count towards your personal group volume. So you really need to have 1,000 of personal group volume of other people in your downline that will accumulate those points to do the 1,000. That's very important. Antoine de Saint-Exupéry said, "A goal without a plan is just a wish." It's important to create a plan, or else, like New Year's resolution, this vision will just fall by the wayside. It's one thing to have dreams, but they'll never become a reality without a plan. So we need to clear an attainable set of goals. When setting goals, is it important to consider both lag and lead indicators? What are lag and lead indicators? All indicators, whether they are lag or lead, should be SMART, SMART. Who has heard of SMART goals? Now, lag indicators are end goals. They are usually the easiest to measure, but you don't have direct control over lag goals. By the time you measure them, it's too late to do anything about them. For example, if you had the goal of losing weight, and if the goal is the weight of X pounds by August 1st, you can jump on the scale on August 1st and check your weight. If you are at below your goal, that's great. If you're above, then it's too late to do anything about it. Sales targets are another lag indicator. Let's say you have a monthly target of 50,000 in sales. At the end of the month, you have 48,000 and you miss your target. Too bad. There's not much about that you can do at this point, and there are many factors that influence your sales, so it's difficult to know what you have to do to raise that number. Checking sales on the 15th of the month with a $25,000 target also does not help you that much, other than giving you 2 weeks notice of whether you're likely to hit or miss your target. Now, lead indicators are different. They are behaviors or action that will get you to your end goal. If I do this, then I will get that. Must be controllable and connect to your end goal at all time. Smart goals are specific. If you can't check a box that say it's done or not, then it's not specific. Make 50,000 in sales per month by August 30th is specific. Make more sales is not. And they need to be measurable. If you can't measure it, how do you know whether or you're progressing? Anything with comparatives like more, better are not quantifiable. Would you like more money? If I would give you a quarter, would you be happy? Would you be satisfied? It's important to be specific. Asking for more is not specific, and we can't get more without meeting our goals or our needs. Setting a goal of 10,000 per month or 100,000 per year is specific and measurable. You need also to, in the SMART goal, needs to be accountable. Set goals that you want to be accountable to. Tell someone and be accountable to them in addition to yourself. Accountability is based on the fact that you want to stand behind your words and save face. When you announce your goal to the world, you realize that the world is now watching and you don't want to let the world down. Accountability is also about keeping the expectation of others. If you announce a goal or a task in public, other people are expecting you will achieve the task and goals and you have laid out for yourself. You need also to be realistic. Stretch goals are important, but goals that are unrealistic do not motivate because you will give up before you start. You need also to be time bound. Every goal needs to have time limits or else it's a dream. But be careful not to set too aggressive a timeline. Allow time for setbacks and things that just crop up. Now, let's us use our worksheet to write those goals down in your business plan. Using your worksheet, we'll go into this there now. What are your personal and business goal in the next 1 month, 3 months, 1 year, 5 years? Make sure these goals are connected. Thinking about how much you'd like to earn each month. How many hours will you invest per week? How much money are you willing to invest per month to grow the business? Is spending 20 hours a week reasonable if you have two little kids at home? Is spending 10 hours a week reasonable if you are already having a full time job and this is extra? Could you spend more than 25 hours per week if this will be your full time income? Now let's get down to the one number. Thinking about how much you'd like to earn each month. Let's calculate how many customers you need, how many conversations you'll have, how many calls you'll need to make every day. Work through the business plan handout. It will likely take 30 to 60 minutes. What's important here is the point is to make a close connection between the overall financial goal and the daily activities. This becomes a motivating and measurable point of discussion. One simple idea for this is the 3-2-1 per day. 3 prospect calls, 2 follow-ups calls, and 1 call to a team member per day. It's important to note that the point is to set realistic expectation. Being overly optimistic will set you up for disappointment. Create realistic and achievable goals and a plan that you can work. Realistically, you would probably have about 50 direct connections to build this business. 50 direct connection would translate to about 15 business builders, and a small handful of those go on to create significant businesses. Don't look at 50 customers as too many to achieve. Find 2 new customers every week for 6 months and you have 52. Many of your legs would simply be level 1 members who have no members in their downline. You may also have quite a few very skinny legs, like leg 6 in the example. The wider your organization, meaning the more legs you have, the greater the opportunity you have for one of those legs to create its own successful business. Karen Lamb says, a year from now, you will wish you had started today. The thing is you just need to start. Just do it. Now write down your 8 greatest strengths. Make sure you write down 8. We tend to be our own harshest critiques. Let's recognize and leverage what we're good at. Now write down the 4 areas you need help. Could be to do with sales or sales process. Who can help you now? It could be somebody up in your Young Living upline. It could be a friend. It's important right now that you write down somebody that will help you with what you need help with. One aspect of growing and running a business is that it is unlikely you'll succeed every time. Failing is an essential aspect of learning and innovating. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? What can I do differently better next time? It is important to be realistic in your expectations. With any new venture, there will be both successes and failures. How you deal with the failures will determine your success. The difference between average people and successful people is their perception of and response to failure. There is a lot of research on the psychology of failing and how you can use it to your advantage. The concept of failing forward is seeing failure as simply unexpected or undesired feedback. Responding to it, as opposed to ignoring it, is critical to personal development and increased success. Everyone fails. No child learns to walk without falling a few times. The best response is to get up and try again, perhaps with a different technique. Not trying again is a recipe for disaster. The role of the parent is to encourage continued attempts. This is the role of a leader in Young Living. To develop your business, you must be a cheerleader to help push your new distributors past the initial setback. I would suggest the book Failing Forward by John C. Maxwell, a very important and interesting book concerning this failing forward. You will also need to tell someone what you have committed to and ask them to hold you accountable to your lead goals. When will you reconnect with them and what will you have achieved? Well, the first steps is always the hardest. The thing is just to do it. First of all, you know your products. Remember, no one expects you to be the world's expert on essential oils. You use and love the products and have stories to tell. Then you know people. Then you start with the people you know will give you the time and are open to essential oils. What's the worst that can happen? Use the technique of asking yourself, what's the worst that can happen to overcome fear or starting something new? So this is the end of yet another presentation. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any question, don't hesitate in calling the person that has invited you to view this presentation, or you can send any questions to me at the address at the bottom of the slide. Hope you had an enjoyable presentation. Have a very nice day.